And from Burbank, California, Dr. Ava Cadell, a clinical sexologist with a doctorate in human sexuality. I'd like to welcome both of you here, and let me start with you, Congressman Flake. Why are you offended by this NIH study? Dr. Cadell, respond if you will. Why should American taxpayers work all day, pay their taxes, so these type of programs can be funded?
Well, first of all, I think you're both missing the point. This is an ethical project dedicated to educating and helping people with sexual dysfunction and the prevention of sexually transmitted diseases.
Okay,
it is not focusing on women watching pornography. So I think that you are not telling the public the whole truth.
Well, help me out here. How does an NIH study that does pay women to watch pornography stop the transmission of sexually transmitted diseases?
Well, first of all, what they're doing is they are doing some scientific research on how the body reacts to sexual arousal. And this research is going to help them help other people who have sexual dysfunctions, who are unable to have good, healthy sexual relationships.
And Dr. Cadell, you've said before that these studies were supposed to go to study and prevent sexually transmitted diseases, but as Congressman Flake said, when they applied for the grant, they didn't even bring that up. Isn't that just a red herring that's distracting Americans from the real issue here?
No, it's not. I think the problem is that a lot of Americans don't realize that sexual dysfunction is a legitimate disease, and that's where the money is going. It's going to help prevent disease. Taxpayers are paying for county hospitals that are treating patients with all kinds of sexually transmitted diseases and AIDS and other things, and wouldn't it be better to put the money into prevention rather than just treatment?
Well, doctor, is there a national epidemic right now of sexual dysfunction of women in America watching pornography?
Absolutely. It has nothing to do, I think you're both focusing on one aspect of the research, which is watching the pornography and having their blood pressure measured, if you will, to measure the arousal level. This was used to measure male sexual dysfunction and erectile difficulty several years ago, and I didn't hear this kind of complaint then. But because it's women watching pornography, you guys are making a big deal out of it and making it sound awfully evil.
Doctor, let me tell you something. It has nothing to do with being evil or not. If the federal government is paying for men to watch pornography, I've got as big a problem with that as I do if women are. But how do you respond to Congressman Flake and others who say if the NIH doesn't have money to pay for autism studies or studies on AIDS, you know, is this really the top priority they should be addressing right now?
Well, let me just say this. Sexuality is the second basic instinct after self-preservation. And I do believe that money should be spent on sexual education, sexual dysfunction, so that we can all lead healthier lives and have the best relationship possible.
All right. Thank you, Doctor, very much for being with us tonight.
Thank you very much.
Even though we disagreed, I certainly appreciate you coming on the show and giving your views.